Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, the day-to-day grind, prime time grind all the time. Well, it's within April the 30th and the snapshot supposedly either was pulled or still we have about up to 7 hours. My guess is it has been pulled. So what we're adding now probably will not be available in beta 2. I'm pretty sure I'll be over 9.9, which should be more than enough. So I'm going to continue to grind just through today. And then we're going to do a few other things, and then we'll come back and grind a little bit and do a few other things and all of those things. So again, I have 600 videos out there of about everything since what I've done since January. So go back and watch some of those for sure. And now we're waiting for the date for beta 2. When will beta 2 start? That's what we need to find out. My guess it's within 2 weeks. It could be the 7th. They seem like they like to do that like a week after the first of the month, so we'll see. I'm hoping it's in a week. And the upkeep cost will be 85.5% less. The upkeep for my fleet carrier in beta 1 was 127 million. It should be about 18 to 19 million this time. The activation costs for each of the services, like the shipyard, the outfitting, and some of those things, was over a billion. We kind of think it'll be around 600 to 700,000 this time, or 600 or 700 million, but it was over a billion in beta 1. Space legs and planetary bases and landing on planets with the atmosphere should be in December as a DLC, so it'll be cost to play content. And we've heard it from leaks. Supposedly people either work within Frontier or they know somebody in Frontier that has told them. And we started hearing it last year, and we continue to hear it this year. And management for Frontier says the largest upgrade ever will be in December, or is scheduled for December. So that would all make sense with what we've heard in the leaks too. And these things about space legs and planetary bases, personal planetary bases, and landing on planets with atmosphere has been in the works for a long time at Frontier. So we know it's been on their radar also, so it kind of all makes sense. So let's get out to Sothis mining and pick up a load and transport it, and we should be over 10 billion. That's kind of where I want to stay at the moment, is over 10 billion. I believe my ships, my 4 cutters and my 4 pythons are decked out the way I want them to be, based on cargo, travel, mining, and planet exploration. So I feel good about those. Throughout the time even of beta, we'll do some grinding in our live account, and we'll kind of go back and forth between beta and our live account, because it's always in preparation of fleet carriers and additional content like space legs and personal planetary bases and landing on planets with atmosphere. So if you would, you look down to the bottom of the video to the right and press that subscribe button. It'll help me with YouTube, and eventually when I get to the minimum subscribers, and it keeps you informed of what's going on and lets you know when I produce additional videos, and best part, doesn't cost you anything. underneath the video in the description. Maybe you would like for our videos to cost you a little something, where you have part ownership in it, and there's ways to donate. So look in there and please consider donating, because the costs are very high to produce over 600 videos just in the last 4 months. And those videos are held in our YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, which if you look underneath the video to the left, you'll see it, and you can press it from there. So let's get going to Sothis Mining, where we can pick up a load and transport it. We have about 7 hours, a little less than 7 hours, to the end of April 30th. And we were told that the snapshot would happen within April 30th. So it will happen today, or it has already happened.
Detach is good. You are go for departure.
But since we don't know that it has already happened, we're going to run some more missions and grind a little more for the rest of the day until I end for the evening. And we're waiting and waiting. We're anticipating getting to leave. If it ever gets down under a minute, I would suggest exiting to the main menu, come back, and you'd be docked again, and you could try again. Because if you get down to 0, they fine you like 400 credits, and they threaten to blow your ship out of existence. So I would rather relog, like exit and come back, than have my ship exploded. So now what I plan on doing tomorrow is traveling out to Dav's Hope, collect some materials, some manufactured materials.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And at Dav's Hope we should definitely find some skimmers and stingers to shoot at and work on our combat rating. So we'll do some of that and might spend a day or two out there. And then after that, I'd like to go out to Jameson crash site and collect some encoded materials. And at Dav's Hope and Jameson crash site, we can collect raw materials too. So we might spend 2 to 4 days just kind of hanging out around Dav's Hope and Jameson crash site. Collect some materials that we've spent, probably 75 to 80% of the materials we had on the cutters and on the 3 additional pythons, to have them modded. Watch my engineering videos to see how we unlock the engineers, and then we go to the engineers and mod our modules. So check those out. Also check out the material traders. You'll need those to move materials around. And then check out our Dav's Hope and Jameson crash site to see how we collect materials. Raw materials, manufactured materials, and encoded materials. So we can max out the capabilities of our ships. And there's videos on planetary scanning planets, and that will help your explorer ranking. Also the discovery scanner, this D scanner to the right, that will help your explorer ranking. Universal cartographics is what it collects, and you go to the universal cartographics under contacts in the stations. Sys left. Where you can collect and you gain rank under your explorer ranking. Sys view. We always collect the oldest material. And I might stop collecting new contracts because my day is pretty busy, and we might just deliver what we have today, and then if we have time, we'll travel out to Dav's Hope today. We'll definitely do it by tomorrow. So I think it's a good time to go ahead and stop collecting missions. Just deliver what we got. My guess, like I said, my guess is they've already taken the snapshot of live. It's usually before now. So we still have some missions to deliver, and that'll take many hours. With my busy day today, it will definitely take many hours. Sis left.
Docking request granted.
Come in hot because we have ships that try to beat us to that one and only medium landing pad. So we come in as fast as we can go and select request docking at right below 7.5, like 7.49, as close to that as possible without going over.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Sis left. Let's see how much time we got. I think we have enough. We just have 15. And we have 19 hours, so we won't even look for the oldest one. We'll just come over and start at the top. The ones at the top are the oldest. And that's a Babbage. I think we have enough Babbage. We might have to top off sometimes, but we'll just go ahead and go to Babbage. And we'll look for Babbages until we're full. This should definitely max us out.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Sis left. Let's choose our destination. Oops, hit the wrong key. Go down where it says our ships are at. Everything is there. All of our modules and all of our ships. We're just waiting for the fleet carrier. So we can transfer. We see I have the original Sidewinder, Imperial Cutter, Python, 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 Cutter, Cutter, Cutter. So we have a total of 8 ships, 4 Pythons, including the one we're in right now, which is the cargo version, and then the 4 Cutters and the Sidewinder. Okay, it says we're set. think I am ready. Now, let's go. Deliver these missions and break that 10 billion again. Last time we broke it, we got to like 10.5, and then I spent all the funds on the cutters. The
Landing gear
modules.
retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
In yesterday's video, or early this morning's videos, in yesterday's videos, I mentioned it was a very stressful day. You ever have an employee where you work kind of out to get you for some reason? And I had to meet with my boss's boss and try to clear all that up, and seems to be all cleared up. Everything's fine now. But it was extremely stressful. Because this person is out to get me for some reason. So I'm always having to defend myself. And of course that's not fun. It's very stressful because our family depends on my income. It's a work from home, on-call type thing. And I've been doing it, this job, for about 4.5 years. And they seem to be really happy with me. And during the meeting, the bosses reiterated that they really like my work and that I'm always available, and I quickly fix the issues that they have. So they pretty much threw the accusations out, so that was good. So it pretty much wound up okay. You never know what that kind of stuff can do, because I've always gotten exemplary on all my reviews, and you always wonder if it's going to mess that up. But at the moment it hasn't, so that's all good, because YouTube doesn't pay anything yet. It only costs me money. Cost me a lot of money, you know, putting together all the videos, and you can probably barely hear my storage server. It's just enormous. It's like 4 to 5 terabytes per month to hold the videos and the raw captures and those types of things, because I've been, since the beginning of January, the recorder has been on every time I'm playing. Because you never know, that last pirate attack video, so if you put in my YouTube channel, pirate attack, you'll see where Sis left. Pirate came out at the station because he was upset because I had gotten away from him. And popped in right in front of me while I was in auto docking, and my ship slammed into him. And they do that quite often. If I cut into the station real quick to try to get away from them, they get mad and say they're going to pick my bones and boil me up and all this other kind of stuff. Well, he popped in right in front of my ship, and I landed on him and hit him pretty hard. My shields, they're all modded. I got shields and shield boosters that are fully modded, and of course they hold. I lost a little over 1 ring out of the 3 rings, which is usual, and it was able to recoup pretty quickly. But yep, that happens from time to time, so check out that video. There's several videos on pirate attack, and that's what it is when they attack me at the station, where they come out of Super Cruise and hit my ship, or nearly hit my ship. and I've had them come out of Super Cruise at the station behind me and start open firing on me. And of course the security forces go after them, so they'll quit and leave. And they've never been able to knock out more than 1.5 rings in that case. And the few times I've been knocked out of Super Cruise during an interdiction, it's usually about 1 to 1.5 rings. It's about all they can do before I can get away.
DeLacy, Romeo,
Just
Golf,
left.
India. Federal Flight Control would like to welcome you to this
Incoming
facility.
mission critical message.
And if you're losing the interdiction, just maximize your throttle. Boost as often as you can, because on the engine
3-3.
distribution over here,
Assisted
you'll
docking
see how
initiated.
it's charging back up. And auto landing, they or auto dock, they use the boost, so it has to recharge. So boost as often as you can after maximum throttle. You can move up and down, right and left, where it makes it harder for them to hit you with their weapons. And you see the heat sinks in blue over here to the left. And you'll probably have to launch heat sinks because your heat gauge down there, mine says 30%. Sometimes that'll get up to like 60%, 50, 60%, and you can't get back into Super Cruise. Well, use heat sinks, your heat will drop from wherever it's at, 60, 65, it'll go straight to 0. Your
Lighting
windshield
gauge
will
deployed.
frost up, and you just go for to get back into Super Cruise at that point. Now, they'll interdict you all over again, but at least you got out of idle where they can shoot at you.
Docking completed. Deploying ground crew.
And while we're here, I'll just kind of show them to you. We'll go to shipyard. We won't bring them up. We won't convert to them, but you see I have 8 ships. I have the original RG Sidewinder. We have the RG Python Mining. We have the RG Python Planetary. The RG Python Travel. The RG Cutter Cargo. The RG Cutter Planetary. The RG Cutter Mining. And the RG Cutter Travel. And they're all outfitted for those purposes. And we're currently in the RG Python Cargo. So that way I don't have to switch out modules when I want to do different things. I just jump in the ship and go. They'll be the support ships for the fleet carrier. Hey, you grind credits, you can use them. You can maximize them for your gameplay. We need about 6.5 million left. Should be pretty easy. Servers being slow. Maybe they're taking the snapshot right now at 9993. We'll find out when beta starts what our balance is. Because it's being a little slow. Okay. I don't know how long it takes them to take a snapshot, so I don't know if that was it or not. I don't know if we would notice it at all. I just don't know. Don't know how it works. They might back up their live server, and you should be able to back it up while people are playing. And then restore it onto another server for their beta. We broke 10 billion again. It's being a little slow right now, so it could be that they're backing up right now. That's why it's slower than usual. Is this right? Got 20 left. And it would be fine with me if they did it right now. I should have plenty. In beta 1 I had 6.3 billion and I have over 10 billion this time. I had to grind a little bit, so I really needed about 7.5. So I'm way over 7.5 now. I got 2.5 billion cents. Then, even after buying all the ships and modifying them. So we can look for missions going back to Sothis Mining. Now we're not going to accept any more missions from Sothis Mining back somewhere else, but this would just be a return trip. So I'm okay with the return trip, but not on new main missions. And I wouldn't want so many missions that I have to come back here to see, there's one with 88 cargo units to Sothis Mining. Okay, I think that's it. Is this left? Let's go back to Sothis Mining, and that will complete this video. And while we're doing all of this, if you'll look to the bottom right of your video and press that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Helps me with YouTube eventually when I reach the minimum. Sis up. Sis up. And subscribing doesn't cost you anything, and you get notified when I produce more videos.
Landing gear retracted.
Docking clamps retracted. Depart when ready, Commander.
Because I'm one of them crazy people that has created over 600 videos just since January. So in the past 4 months I have created that many, so I must be crazy. And underneath the video in the description, consider donating, and there's ways to donate in there.
Frameshift drive charging.
And it's being awfully slow, so it makes me think that they are taking that snapshot right now.
4, 3, 2.
At 17:30 probably. I'm starting to guess that's when they started the backup. But we're going to be, if not over 10 billion in the beta, we could be at like 999 something.
Incoming mission critical message.
So that would be fine. And it's good to see it in beta too, because we'll be able to know, okay, after we purchase one and we deck it out the way we want, this is how much money, how much credits we have left. You know, we're going to be interdicted here too. Yeah, it's very often on in Sothis that we get interdicted. Usually when we are carrying a load, but they don't do it every time, but we are carrying a small load. back to Sothis mining. I get interdicted more than anyone in the history of this game, I believe, based on what people talk about on the forums. They cannot believe that anybody's been interdicted 7 times in one Super Cruise run, and as I keep telling people, watch the videos on my YouTube channel, type in interdiction and you will find them. Of course I edited it out, but it's terrible to sneeze right in the middle of an interdiction, especially if he was running. That would be really bad. But my allergies this year are the worst ever. I don't know if COVID-19 had anything to do with allergies, but everybody I know that has allergies, they say this is the worst year ever for their allergies. Yep, it is for me too. Sis left. Well, we'll complete this video here. I'm not sure if we'll have another cargo missions before we get to Dav's Hope. But we'll certainly do some videos at Dav's Hope, because that's always fun, collecting materials down there. We'll be headed that direction as soon as we deliver the rest of these cargo missions. They all coming out of hyperspace like we are. Sis left. And we're coming in hot.
Docking request granted.
Yep. If there's any medium ships, we beat them. Let's see, we don't see them now. They're starting to show up on the radar. It's kind of odd that they come out of Super Cruise and there's a greater pause than for us. I think that was a smaller ship that went by.
Landing gear deployed.
Well, again, I appreciate you coming along. I
Docking
appreciate you
successful.
always coming along.
Engines disengaged.
And please press that subscribe button. And please consider donating. And please watch more of our 600 plus videos that we have out there. So until the next video, which will probably be at Dav's Hope, which that's always a treat, I thank you for watching. Goodbye.